Welcome to today's Top 7 News Updates for Wednesday, February 28th, 2024. Let's get into it. First up, Michigan presidential primary results flash warning signs for both Biden and Trump. For the Republicans, Trump has once again triumphed over the former UN ambassador Nikki Haley, making their sixth contest his. It appears that Haley is diminishing her claims of securing the nomination. However, a significant concern for Trump lies in the fact that most Haley supporters may not back him, potentially leaving him with a 30% deficit in votes. This is a worrying sign as he heads into the election in November. For the Democrats, over 100,000 voters chose to mark uncommitted in the significant display of protest against Biden's approach to the conflict in Gaza, presenting a substantial challenge to his campaign. This protest indicates that Biden could lose up to 10% of his expected vote from Arab Americans, a critical loss in a state where the general election margins are often razor thin, sometimes decided by fewer than 50,000 votes. Second up, Biden versus Trump rematch shows weaknesses. For President Biden, his 2024 campaign strategy mirrors that of 2020, and that is honing in on the narrative that Trump is a significant danger to American democracy. This includes abortion rights, other personal liberties hanging in the balance. This strategy aims to appeal to independent suburban voters and to invigorate Democrats who have been less than enthusiastic about Biden. At 81, Biden's controversial choice to pursue re-election was driven primarily by his anticipation of a rematch with the 77-year-old Trump. Coupled with this is his belief, based on his moderate focus on independent voters, that he is the one and only Democratic candidate capable of defeating Trump in November. For President Trump, he has a solid but stolid base of support of 30% of probable Republican voters. This MAGA base compromises individuals who, quote, strongly back Trump in the Republican primary and hold a, quote, very favorable opinion of him. That said, Trump is securing substantial support from his core base alone in the primaries, and there's no indication that he's expanding his support beyond this base. Trump's main hope for victory is that Biden stumbles. Better yet, the economy crashes. He said during an interview with Lou Dobbs that, quote, and when there's a crash, I hope it's going to be during these next 12 months because I don't want to be Herbert Hoover. Third up, unemployment continues its downward trend. Despite Donald Trump's prayer for disaster, the economy keeps on humming along. This graph here, derived from figures from the Labor Department via the St. Louis Fed, shows that unemployment in the U.S. has continued its dramatic downward decline since Biden's January 2021 inauguration. Number 4, a shutdown looms. Unless Congress acts, we are crashing into a government shutdown set to begin partially Saturday morning at 12 a.m., with the rest of the shutdown to commence a week later. On Saturday, the agencies immediately affected would be the Departments of Transportation, Housing and Urban Development, Veterans Affairs, and Agriculture, which are all on the brink of losing funding. Similarly, smaller government entities offering akin services such as the Food and Drug Administration and the Army Corps of Engineers would also see their funding lapse. Number 5. Who is affected? According to Rachel Snyderman, Director of Economic Policy at the Bipartisan Policy Center, an estimated 630,000 federal employees might be impacted by the potential shutdown, which is commencing on Friday night. As agencies deplete their funds, their workforce is divided into two groups. Those are essential employees required to continue working and non-essential employees legally barred from working. Snyderman's calculations suggest that the vast majority of those impacted, that is about 524,000 employees, or 83%, are deemed essential and will therefore be obligated to keep working without pay. Number 6. Blackmail's threat to American democracy is in the news. The New York Times reports that, quote, the president will ask the Justice Department to write rules restricting the sale of information about Americans' locations, health, and genetics to China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, Cuba, and Venezuela, as well as any entities that are linked to those countries. The Times continues that, quote, the restrictions would also cover financial information, biometric data, and other types of information that could identify individuals and sensitive information related to the government. However, most of these restrictions may amount to nothing, as the FBI Director Christopher Wray warned in 2020 that, quote, "If you are an American adult, it is more likely than not that China has stolen your personal data." 7. Apple is turning away from cars to artificial intelligence to boost its business. Although Apple reportedly invested billions of dollars into developing an electric car with self-driving features, Apple employees were informed Thursday that Project Titan is being scaled back to shift emphasis toward artificial intelligence initiatives. This move may conclude a prolonged play for Apple into an automotive project. And that's all for today. Don't miss out on crucial daily updates. And if you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe. Your comments below and topic suggestions are invaluable to me, and I will see you tomorrow.